Thanks to Bluefin Brands for sending this one over. You can check them out and links to get Pac-Man in the description.
Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors. It is Steven here, and sort of a different format here for a review, because today we're going to be taking a look at the Proplica Prop Replica Waka Pac-Man. Now, this is a little different, but Bandai has been doing a whole bunch of different stuff for Pac-Man's anniversary, and this is probably the most creative thing I have seen in a while from them, which I think is really, really cool. So what is this? What are we looking at? How do we get it working? What's the deal, as they may say? So yeah, so this is cool. So you get this figure in this neat little box, right? And it's nice because it has a hang tag. Hopefully we'll see this at a wider distribution. And as you can see, it has the full-on Tamashii Nation seal of quality, which is great. They're emphasizing the sound and gimmick. Waka Pac-Man, he makes noises. And then on the back of the box, we get to see everything that is featured here for this particular figure. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here. So you can see they emphasize, the action, what he does. So he rolls on this little wheel, and as he rolls, you're going to have to guide him. He makes noises. So what noises does he make? Well, as you kind of heard in the beginning, he makes the standard noise that you're going to hear whenever you're playing Pac-Man. And then as he goes along, he's going to make that waka noise, or the puck sound, whatever you would prefer to call it. And then he eventually will get a ghost. And then as he catches that ghost, the ambient or music noise, whatever you'd prefer to call it, is going to change. And then if you leave him sit for too long, you're going to get a game over. At least that's the experience that I've had so far. And then something of note, it's going to take LR44 batteries. It's going to take 3 of them. And what's really cool here as well is you open up the box, and this is not normally something that I would really consider for an accessory, but I think this is always a neat touch. We're going to have a Pac-Man game board as a background. So that's pretty cool. So for those of you who are real big fans of Pac-Man, like Pac-Man 99, yeah, that's real fun, you have that little trinket here for fun. You can put that up behind your shelf, maybe right there behind Pac-Man. So that's cool. So you open up your new Proplica Waka Pac-Man. What do you got to do? How do you get them set up? Well, chances are this isn't going to be your first rodeo with an electronic figure. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to open them up. And then you have this back panel here. You pop the back panel off, and there's normally going to be a little tab right here. So you just pull the tab. There are already batteries inserted, and I believe the switch is already set over here. All you got to do, move the switch. We're ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you pretty much how it works. So you pop this back on, which is cool. Note that there's a little, divot there. So you can just put your nail in there, pop them out. So it's rather short, sweet, and to the point. Roll the wheel. See his mouth open and close. Whoop. Now notice, he's not making any noise. Okay, so rolling backwards, no noise. How about rolling forwards? So just like that. Can you do it real easy? Well, not exactly. But one thing you will notice that when you do move him around, you'll notice that you can do that. So you can force his mouth closed. But then when he gets to the open position, there's almost like a little locking hinge that sort of causes resistance for his mouth to close. So anyway, yeah, he's not making noise. We have him switched on. So what's going on? Well, to prevent the battery from dying, what you actually have to do is really get him engaged. So let's wind him up or move him along a little bit. There we go. You hear the sound? Now go ahead and just move him along. Once he eats enough pellets, classic sound. And then you just let them sit for a minute. And he dies. So that's neat. So if you ever wanted a dying Pac-Man, you can go ahead and you can make that happen. So that's really cool. Now, Pac-Man is also going to come with this little display base. And as you can see, there's a little cutout there for the wheel. That is going to be right there, which this feels like a rubber wheel, which is cool. I don't feel like it's going to wear out anytime soon. And as you can kind of see, it doesn't easily force forward or back to move the mouth, which is a good thing. So you just kind of set it in there. And there you go. So that's kind of the Proplica Waka Waka Pac-Man in a nutshell. I'm going to take this time here, so this way we actually get a good quality sound sample of all the sounds that he makes. All right, and that about wraps it up for this review of the Proplica Waka Waka Pac-Man. Overall, for the 45 minutes of playtesting that I did with this, I didn't happen to get any other sounds out of it, and I don't know if there are any other features that might be hidden. The only critique that I would have is that if we could just sort of have this have a constant noise function and just cycle through everything, you know, just kind of put this up on the shelf, hit a button, and let him do his thing until we turn it off, that would be the only thing I would like to see added here. But otherwise, for 35 bucks for a stocking stuffer this holiday season, you better be thinking about that sooner rather than later. I think this is a neat choice. There are a lot of fans who like Pac-Man, and quite frankly, if you're thinking for just as a rather good gift, I think this is a good choice as well, even for folks who aren't collectors. So yeah, fun Pac-Man, throw them in your video game shelf or your display, or even next to your Nintendo Switch or your PlayStation 5, whatever the case may be. Casual fans and hardcore collectors will enjoy this likewise. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.